Welcome to The Complete Teacher, 101 meaningful, bite-sized professional development lessons, each coming with thought-provoking titles, relevant, inspiring quotes, helpful text with anecdotes, data, and wisdom, and action steps. Lesson 16, The Warm Demander, Soft-Hearted High Expectations. Orrin Woodward says, "Everyone carries a bucket of water and a bucket of gas in life. A leader has learned to throw the right one at the right time." Doug Lamoff says, "There are teachers who, without much fanfare, take the students who others say can't read great literature, can't do algebra or calculus, can't and don't want to learn, and they turn them into the scholars who can." If I consider my own schooling as a child, I can think of a few teachers who were great at having high expectations. They came every day with a list of demands, they graded hard, disciplined even harder, but they were cold and they struggled to connect with students. In fact, many of my classmates feared or even hated these teachers, finding them frightening or callous or unapproachable. Let's call this prototype the cold demander. I can also think of a few teachers who had gargantuan hearts, but they struggled to have a firm line in the sand. They could never put their foot down. They didn't know how to accelerate academically with their students. They were so nice, but they didn't always push me or my classmates academically. They let us get away with far too much nonsense. Let's call this prototype the warm allower. I'm sure many of you can think of examples of both cold demanders and warm allowers. Neither type is particularly effective in the classroom. The good news is that there's a fusion of these two stereotypes that incorporates strengths while leaving behind the weaknesses. Enter the warm demander prototype. The warm demander is a teacher who is culturally responsive. The warm demander knows their students and their students know them. They push and push and push some more, yet the students don't resist. In fact, the students welcome it. The warm demander is approachable and connected to students. Learners in the classroom of the warm demander can't wait for the next challenge. They've learned to embrace failure, recognizing it is a necessary step on the road to triumph. The warm demander is intuitive, reads the room, and steers the class accordingly. Students in the classroom of the warm demander don't call their teacher strict, they call their teacher reasonable. They don't call their teacher mean, they call their teacher fair. She's not only fun, but relevant. He is not just excited about learning, his excitement is contagious. The warm demander is a brilliant balance between high expectations and an understanding heart. Don't be a cold demander. Your students will resist and resent. Don't be a warm allower. Your students will regret and rebel. Be a warm demander. Yes, there are concrete examples, strategies, and blueprints to help you get there, but it's more about mindset than anything else. Believe in your students, gain their trust, and convince them that pushing them to new heights is not only what you want for them, but what they want for themselves. Action steps. Examine where you fall on the warm-cold spectrum as well as on the demand-allow spectrum. How can you adjust in order to be connected and approachable, warm, while also pushing students and maintaining high expectations? Need a copy of all the Complete Teacher lessons on slides? Looking for an e-reader or physical copy of the Complete Teacher? Want to browse thousands of other top-rated engaging resources? Check out the links below.